Turkey's Erdogan says Black Sea grain deal can be restored soon. Russia and North Korea, actively advancing in arms deal negotiations. France will soon ban disposable vapes. Armenian PM says depending solely on Russia was strategic mistake. Zelenskiy moves to replace wartime defense minister. US warns China that businesses are losing patience. Residents told to stay at home as torrential rain sweeps across Spain. India puts moon rover to sleep after accomplishing mission.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Tuesday, September 5th, and here are your top stories. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan said after talks with Russia's Vladimir Putin on Monday that it would soon be possible to revive the grain deal that the United Nations says helped to ease a food crisis by getting Ukrainian grain to market. At the Black Sea resort of Sochi, Erdogan said, "As Turkey, we believe that we will reach a solution that will meet the expectations in a short time." He added that Turkey and the United Nations had worked on a new package of suggestions to ease Russian concerns.
Putin said Russia could return to the deal but only if the West stopped restricting Russian agricultural exports from reaching global markets. Putin said, "We will be ready to consider the possibility of reviving the grain deal, and we will do this as soon as all the agreements on lifting restrictions on the export of Russian agricultural products are fully implemented." One of Moscow's main demands is for the Russian Agricultural Bank to be reconnected to the SWIFT international payment system.
According to newly released U.S. intelligence, Russia and North Korea are actively advancing their negotiations over a potential arms deal that would provide significant ammunition for different types of weapon systems, including artillery, in the latest indication that the Kremlin is desperate to obtain further material for its faltering invasion of Ukraine. U.S. National Security Council Coordinator John Kirby said that the U.S. would take direct action to sanction any entities involved in a potential deal and urged Pyongyang to cease the negotiations.
As we receive more information that Russia continues to turn to rogue regimes to try to obtain weapons and equipment in order to support its brutal war of aggression.
According to Kirby, Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un have exchanged letters, pledging to increase their bilateral cooperation. Kirby said, under these potential deals Russia would receive significant quantities and multiple types of munitions from the DPRK, which the Russian military plans to use in Ukraine. These potential deals could also include the provision of raw materials that would assist Russia's defense industrial base.
French Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne said Sunday that disposable vapes will soon be banned in the country as part of a national anti-smoking plan. She said the government would soon unveil its new plan to combat smoking, which she said is the cause of 75,000 deaths a year in the country. She said it will include a ban on disposable vapes, which she said are giving bad habits to young people.
Time reported most of the disposable e-cigarettes, which are thrown away after they're used up, come in sweet and fruity flavors like pink lemonade, gummy bear and watermelon that makes them attractive to teenagers. They are sold in France usually at a price of between €8, $8.70, and €12, $13. An existing ban on the sale of electronic cigarette devices to those under 18 is not widely respected. Promoting or advertising such products is also banned.
Armenia's prime minister has said his country's policy of solely relying on Russia to guarantee its security was a strategic mistake because Moscow has been unable to deliver and is in the process of winding down its role in the wider region. In an interview with Italian newspaper La Repubblica, published on Sunday, Nikol Pashinyan accused Russia of failing to ensure Armenia's security in the face of what he said was aggression from neighboring Azerbaijan over the breakaway Nagorno-Karabakh region.
Pashinyan suggested that Moscow, which has a defense pact with Armenia and a military base there, did not regard his country as sufficiently pro-Russian and said he believed Russia was in the process of leaving the wider South Caucasus region. He said today we see that Russia itself is in need of weapons, arms and ammunition, for the war in Ukraine, and in this situation it's understandable that even if it wishes so, the Russian Federation cannot meet Armenia's security needs.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said on Sunday he had decided to replace his defense minister, setting the stage for the biggest shakeup of Ukraine's defense establishment since Russia launched its full-scale invasion in February 2022. In his nightly video address to the nation, Zelenskyy said he would dismiss Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov and would ask Parliament this week to replace him with Rustem Umerov, head of the country's main privatization fund.
Umerov, a 41-year-old ex-lawmaker, has headed Ukraine's state property fund since September 2022 and played a role in sensitive wartime negotiations on the Black Sea grain deal. He has been praised in Ukraine for his track record at the state property fund, which oversees the privatization of state assets. Umerov is set to take office because his predecessor had been embroiled in corruption scandals before he took charge. Last month, a Ukrainian media outlet accused Reznikov's Ministry of corruption during the procurement of winter coats for the army.
U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo warned China in interviews broadcast on Sunday that the patience of U.S. business was wearing thin, saying American companies deserve a predictable environment and a level playing field. Raimondo told CBS Face the Nation, "I was very clear with China that patience is wearing thin among American business." She added that hopefully China will heed that message so we can have a stable, growing commercial relationship.
Raimondo has said that U.S. firms faced new challenges, among them unexplained large fines, raids on businesses and changes to a counter-espionage law. She told CNN that she had brought up to Chinese officials that her email was hacked in advance of her late August trip to China. Raimondo said, "I think it was important that I put it on the table and let them know that it's hard to build trust when you have actions like that." She told CNN they suggested that it wasn't intentional.
Spain's National Weather Agency AEMET issued a maximum red alert, which means possible extreme danger, for Sunday in the Madrid region, Toledo province, and the city of Cadiz. It said up to 120 liters per square meter of rain could fall over 12 hours in Madrid. Madrid's mayor on Sunday advised all residents to stay at home as the capital braced itself for torrential rain. Madrid's emergency services sent texts to residents warning them of flood risks and advising them not to use vehicles.
Dark storm clouds were gathering over Madrid during the early afternoon of Sunday. Madrid Mayor José Luis Martínez Almeida wrote on X, "Due to the exceptional and abnormal situation, in which rainfall records will be broken, I ask the people of Madrid to stay at home today." In Alcanar, Tarragona, on Spain's east coast, emergency services have also confined residents to their homes due to flooding after 215 liters per square meter of rain in the past 24 hours.
India switched off its moon rover, the first craft to reach the lunar South Pole, after it completed its 2-week assignment conducting experiments. The India Space Research Organization said in a post on X leaked on Saturday that the Pragyan rover from the Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft was set into sleep mode, but with batteries charged and receiver on. ISRO said, hoping for a successful awakening for another set of assignments.
ISRO said that Pragyan traveled over 100 meters, confirming the presence of sulfur, iron, oxygen and other elements on the moon. Now India is hoping for the success of a probe launched on Saturday to study the sun, observing solar winds that can cause disturbance on Earth commonly seen as auroras. ISRO said on Sunday, the satellite is healthy and in Earth orbit, as it prepares for its 1.5 million km journey. By landing on the moon, India went beyond the US, China and the former Soviet Union in reaching the lunar South Pole.
The answer for yesterday was A, sparse. For example, the information available on the subject is sparse. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of France banning disposable vapes. Number 1, disposable. 用后即丢的，一次性的。Disposable nappies are fairly straightforward to put on. Number 2, unveil. 首次展示介绍，将什么公诸于众。They will be unveiling their new models at the motor show. Number 3, combat. 搏斗、打仗、战斗。Congress has criticized new government measures to combat crime. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comments section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.